my loungies? Welcome to eToxic Tea Lounge. Everything in this video is allegedly. Let's chat. Disclaimer: I do not condone in any form of bullying or violence on this platform. Anything in this video is for information purposes and entertainment purposes only. This platform consists of celebrity drama, rumors, opinions, roasting, with some tea and some shade, and some sensitive topics. So if you're sensitive to people's opinions, this platform will not be for you. If you crash out over your faves, this platform will not be for you. If you get triggered easily, or if you take things personal, guess what? This platform will not be for you. And yes, this intro is going to be all of this because some of y'all, you need to hear it before you proceed. Okay? Now, in this segment, we're going to be talking about DDG and Halle's baby Halo. We also going to be talking about Ricky Smiley with his twin situation. And we have Nicki Minaj. We have Dreamdoll. And we have Royce with a part 8. Okay? Yeah, we're going to continue that little series, a little story time. But before we do all of that, my loungies, please make sure to like the video. Thank you. So what we're going to be talking about is something positive. Okay? Little Halo took his first steps.
No.
You got it, Halo. Come on, do it again. Oh my God. Yeah! I did that.
Oh my God.
Alright, YouTube girl, boy.
You did it. He's doing it.
I don't know what you 1-year-old's gonna do now.
And he's around 1 year old. This is usually a typical age between 1 and 2 where a child takes his first steps. Now, as a parent, this is one of the most, exciting milestones for a child. Like, this is literally, like, a big thing. So, I'm glad to see DDG and Halle experiencing this together, and they're not missing a moment. But let me know how y'all feel about it down in the comments below. As a parent, were you excited when your child made his first steps? Now, Ricky Smiley learned late that he had twin daughters. Okay, he recently spoke about it. He made it seem as if it was out the blue. He didn't know, blah, 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 right? But this man was the alleged father at one point too.
Your girl, having her dust ass homegirls harassing me and got her, even her brother just passed away. That died, and before he died, he was mad at me. He was mad at me thinking I was some ain't shit. And that whole time, bro, I'm like, so I'm trying to be there. I'm trying to fight for my kids, and she just pulling it back, and it just denying access and the manipulation, invite my other kids to hang out with the girls, all that. Man, that shit was so f***ed up, man. That shit wild.
He also says Ricky full of crap. For 5 years, he and that chick knew I wasn't the father the whole time. They lied. She been his side chick since she was 17 years old, and the mama encouraged her to do it. She's 37 today, so y'all do the math. When I found out she manipulated the whole world to defend this guy and keep their secret, he even calls her first daughter his child too. Okay? So if y'all did the math down in the comments below, put them down. Okay? Put y'all math down in the comments below. If she was 17 and she's 37 today, how old was he? The folks had everybody thinking I wasn't nothing and a deadbeat after I found out their secret. Even my own family went against me because of her lies. I mean, sometimes it definitely be like that. The female know that she be creeping around and it could be possibility more people, but because she with that current person, she gonna make it seem as if, the baby is theirs. But I just feel like they should legally make DNA testing at the site of birth. That's how I feel for everybody. So these type of situations will occur because you have females out here that are trifling, that would have, SCX for multiple people and then get pregnant knowing it could be multiple baby daddies. they lied to that one person, and that one person really would go on the child's whole life thinking that that's their child, and then come to find out they're not the dad. It's messed up and it's cruel. I feel like if you're a female and you have multiple partners, you cheated or whatever the case may be, if you get pregnant, let the partners know that they could possibly be the dad. Don't amp up only one. Is weird. But that's just how I feel. So, I mean, he's putting out his frustrations and everything else, so I guess it is what it is. I'm gonna put y'all in my business for a little bit, okay? Because I really don't care. I'm grown, right? I got 2 baby dads, right? Now, my first baby dad, it was always a back end, like an off and on, freaky stuff, right? And that's basically what our relationship was even after. Okay, and then I met my second baby daddy. He was a serial cheater, very disrespectful, was doing him. I stayed faithful, because I'm not gonna dumb down my character and do things that's not me, right? But then at one point we broke up, and I went back to my first baby daddy, and guess what? Got pregnant, and guess what I did? I told both of them. I said, you could be the possible father, or you could be the possible father, because guess what? I'm real with it. I don't gotta hide nothing, sugarcoat nothing. And guess what? Yeah, they might feel some type of way, but guess what? They both wanted to be the daddy. But guess who the dad was? My second baby daddy, the one that I was currently, dealing with. But anyway, yeah, that just shows to prove that y'all need to be honest out here. And guess what? It's 2025, and I don't have a relationship with none of them for real. They're deadbeats. So that shows to prove that a lot of guys out here that want to impregnate you and want to be a daddy, as soon as the baby come, it switches up. Some of them, because they know that responsibility, it ain't no joke. Now we got some Nicki Minaj. Now, y'all know Nicki Minaj was talking about going on a hiatus. We haven't really heard about anything about Nicki. No, nothing. For real. She is chilling, doing whatever she doing. But guess what? The blogs are picking up an alleged, charge for Nicki Minaj. We do not know how accurate this is. Now, the Shade Room puts out Nicki Minaj lawyer speaks out following reports of a former manager suing her for assault and battery. Yep. But Nicki Minaj people, at this time, no complaint has been served upon Miss Petty, and therefore, we are unaware of the specific allegations. However, if the lawsuit is as reported by TMZ, it is completely false and frivolous. We are confident that the matter brought by this ex-assistant will be resolved swiftly in Miss Petty's favor. Attorney Judd Burstein, law via TMZ. Now, that was allegedly Nicki Minaj's, lawyer, attorney, whatever. Also, Garrett, says his wrist was throbbing and his face was sore as he called his fiancée to let her know what happened, claiming he stayed locked in the restroom for hours out of fear for his safety. Garrett claims Nicki's team didn't let him on the tour bus back to the tourist base in Chicago, leaving him stranded in Detroit. He's suing Nicki for assault, battery, and intentional infliction of emotional distress, and he's going after her for damages. Well, what did he do for her to assault him? When people go on social media making another person look bad, I want to know what that person did for that person to react. I mean, that's true. Reminder, we don't know these people for the ones quick to defend her. And that's also true, because I see a lot of delusional comments. People, medical records, and prescriptions is super personal, especially as a celebrity. The fact he had other people picking it up is such a big invasion of privacy. Not saying that if what she did allegedly do is right, but that is not something to play around with. Nicki is a lot of things, but assault and battery isn't her thing. And how the hell you know that? Because you know her so good, right? Y'all are beyond hungry for a negative story. I mean, that's the story that's out. So because Nicki Minaj definitely seems like she has anger issues, and she seems like because she feels like she's that girl that she might want to put hands on somebody. But she ain't put hands on Cardi B. So I don't know. And maybe because it's a man and she felt like she could do that because she got Mr. Petty that will violate somebody for her. But yeah, what did the assistant do? Because according to people online, he has somebody else pick up her prescription or something or whatever the case may be. Now, yeah, if the job is yours, why would you have somebody else do your job for you? What kind of medicine is it that she is distressed out over that she don't want nobody knowing? Maybe it's a secret medication that she's on or something and she don't want people in her business. But guess what? That's still not a reason for somebody to put hands on you or to assault you because you feel some type of way about something that you felt that they shouldn't do. You understand what I'm saying? Like that for some reason that could have went a whole different way if this is true. But let me know if y'all think that is true and how that's going to go. Okay, so now we got Dreamdoll. Now y'all already know that she came out and said that she's pregnant. Her and her bestie Arrogance Hay is taking pictures, and a lot of people is assuming that he might be the baby daddy. Now there always has been rumors about Arrogance Hay with Dreamdoll and Ari and everybody else, but we don't know. She says, enough is enough. It's ridiculous how one unreliable source can spark rumors that everyone spreads without proof. Let me make this clear. Just because I shared an announcement without sharing every detail of my story, the internet feels entitled to fill in the blanks with wild theories and degrading comments. Nobody knows how my child was conceived or whose sperm was used. Seeing me with someone in the past doesn't mean they're part of my future. And for the record, but before we get into the next piece, she is definitely point on with this. She is spot on. Okay, because she don't have to tell y'all who her baby daddy is. Like, what? The father of my child is not a married man. The end. Lies seem to entertain more than the truth informs. Y'all don't know anything about me unless I post. Not even the fact that I was pregnant until I decided to share it. But now I see why people keep the things they love the most private. In the past 72 hours, my child has been linked to 5 different men. Enough. Say whatever you want about me, but leave my child out of it. I don't think it's really about the child, girl. I think it's about the baby daddy. Okay. And who the hell the baby daddy is. Okay. To those posting false narratives about my life on y'all shitty little platforms and treating your speculation as fact, if you're not using the word allegedly, you better get yourself a good lawyer. After I'm done, you'll be hiding your assets and starting over somewhere far away. Just like the last itch. Let a girl enjoy her peace in pregnancy. Happy 2025. Dream. Okay, so she's standing on business, allegedly. Girl, I think we all know it's allegedly because there has not been any proof to link any type of man with your pregnancy. So I think people know that. I think people are playing the guessing game, and I don't understand why they care so much about who the hell Dreamdoll baby daddy is. Why? Why do y'all care so much? If it needs to be revealed, it will be. And she will reveal it if she needs to. Or it will come out some way, somehow. But at the end of the day, let her enjoy her pregnancy. She look like she gonna pop any minute now. And I guess the ones that's really thirsty to find out who the baby daddy is will find out sooner enough. I don't know. Now, y'all know we've been covering Royce's and Dwight Howard's situation with her story times. The last video, we talked about a current cease and desist that Dwight sent Royce, okay? Because of her story time about the Superman. She never even said his name. She never said his name, but I guess he is butthurt over it. And, of course, he's going to try to overpower her with his power. But let's listen to this.
Hey, y'all. So I just want to readdress why I've done all of this. And I guess the best way to do so is to maybe give you a situation like that in A Time to Kill. So close your eyes. Just kidding. But imagine that you are arguing with somebody over the phone. And it just gets really volatile. And they start threatening you and saying all these crazy things. And then they start threatening your family. And then they say something like, pull up. Well, I pulled up. I said, bring your ass outside. You ain't want to come outside. But you continue to throw bottles and chairs like this, the Alabama riverboat. You continue to do this. And I'm still saying, bring your ass out here. This ain't got shit to do with everybody else in that house or even in mine. This got to do with us. Let's handle this with us. And you still didn't bring your ass outside. But you still hurling shit at me. Well, your house was made of glass and I simply dropped the stone. So now everybody that was in that house with you, when it shattered, is scrambling trying to figure out what to do because they felt protected by you. And now what? Look at your whole little world crumbling, all because you didn't want to take care of your children, but you wanted to steal custody of them. And then you sit here and you bash and you bully and you threaten and you harass all these people and send me a cease and desist. Cease and desist my ass. You gonna hear back from my attorney. And my attorney loved to fight. She loved to fight. So before you come for me again, I think you need to think long and hard and strong about whether that's something you really want to do. Because when I took this leap of faith, it was a bunch of parachutes waiting on me. I don't think anybody's down there waiting on you.
I told y'all in my last video, when we discussed the cease and desist letter, that I don't think that she would care. I think that she's mentally drained. She's mentally drained, physically drained. She's over it. And at this point, she doesn't care. She's going to say what she want to say. And she's like, who going to stop me? I don't care. You already drained my money for these legal fees. And you're going to continuously keep doing it. Nothing she say or do is going to stop this man. He seems like he's doing the most. If you do not want your reputation to be tarnished, then stop being the weirdo and the monster that you are. According to her, you're a weirdo and you're a monster. You're a narcissist. Y'all be using y'all power to overpower these females that have y'all kids. Y'all need to do better for yourselves. Y'all grown-ass men. Y'all out here acting like little bitches. Like, for real. Like, where they do that at? But she said what she had to say. And now we're going to get into her part 8. Dating Superman. And all the antics and stuff that she had to go through.
Part 8. We are still in May of 2020, and they are shooting something called Celebrity Peep Show at his house, in which our son is involved. Well, after a couple days, I have a migraine, and I decide to take a midday nap. When I wake up from that midday nap, I go outside the guest house, and it's beautiful outside. It's like a bluish orange. There's fireflies, but I see a bunch of cars and people everywhere. I'm wondering what the f is going on. We're supposed to be on quarantine. I see a familiar face, and I can clearly tell that he is on something. And then I see Superman. I see Superman throwing up over the balcony. I go up to Superman, and I'm asking him what the f is going on. And he looks at me crazy, and he starts yelling at me. The familiar face then goes off on him and calls him a bitch. They start arguing. I'm asking where our son is. He's not responding. I go inside. When I go inside, not only do I see a table full of mushrooms and peanut butter, I also see powder and a woman peeing in a seat. I immediately get scared and I run upstairs. I am looking for my son. I'm yelling his name. He's hiding. I see my son hugging his knees in the corner of his room. I ask him if he is okay. He says that he's fine and that he's just scared. I asked him, scared of what? He said, why is Daddy acting like that? I said, well, what do you mean? He was like, I was just hungry. I then asked my baby if he had been downstairs. And at first he didn't want to tell me. I asked him several times and I said, it's okay. I promise you it's okay. And he tells me that he went downstairs, but he was just hungry. I then asked him if he ate anything off of that table. I asked him over and over again. He said no. I grabbed my child. I went downstairs and I went out the front door, back to the guest house, back to my room. The next day, I go outside to walk my dogs and I see an argument. This is an argument between his guru and a friend of his named Callie. I am hearing Callie threaten this guru about trying him in an inappropriate way and that he is going to shoot and kill him. He is going to come back and shoot up the entire house. I, of course, then go back upstairs and I text the groundskeeper and I ask what the hell is going on. Mind you, that particular night, the groundskeeper was minding his business as well as the nanny because they were off the clock. Well, I'm expressing to the groundskeeper what was being said, and as I'm stating this to him, we're looking outside and we start seeing police cars drive by. I pretty much freak out and I start running around the entire property picking up paraphernalia. Because who finna go to jail? Not me? Well, I'm being told that I'm doing too much. Then, Callie starts posting YouTube videos. Callie is recounting the entire evening. He is also stating that one of the moms was there with her kid. But Callie is talking about how he was tried inappropriately and all the different walks of life that were in the house that evening. Once the YouTube video is shown to Superman, he brushes it off like it's nothing. What ends up happening? Oh, Callie is now banned from YouTube and he's also in Facebook jail. Soon after that, I get into a blowout argument with Superman. I am discussing the situation with this party. I'm discussing how he is with homeschooling and our child. I'm discussing his recklessness, and he just does not want to hear it. We are arguing, up and down. He's bringing stuff up from the past, and the trainer is there to mediate. The trainer is trying to calm him down. It is not working. There is a moment that you see in a person's eyes when you know that you got them fucked up. I saw that moment, and I knew that that night was a night that I needed to go home, or I at least needed to get off that property. So what I did was we packed up all of our stuff in our zoo. I then went and got Braylon out of the main house, and I begged for that trainer to let me out. And at 3:30 in the morning, he let me out. So I head to the Airbnb and I get a message that I can no longer check in early. I then have to call the trainer back. And he states that because there's nowhere place safe really for me to just sit in a car for hours in that part of Georgia with a child, a car full of stuff, and animals to come back. So I went back. But I was told to hide around the corner to where he could not see my car. He was now assuming that I was gone. I did just that. And once I was able to check into the Airbnb, I sent a text, and so did the trainer. And when Superman was gone, I escaped. I stayed in an Airbnb for a couple of weeks, and I actually spent time with Jennifer Williams and Royce Morgan. Love y'all. They actually kept my head together. I'm forever grateful. When I started heading home, I called my family, I called my friends, called my attorney, and I called mama number 2. I told her what I had just done, and she, of course, was like, girl, how crazy are you? You're stupid. Like, how'd you fall for that? Don't ever do no dumb shit like that again. And she was absolutely right. When I got home, I received a phone call from grandma of baby number 5, and she was asking me when I was going back. I told her I was not. I expressed to her my concerns, and she said that she was supposed to be going for Father's Day. I said, I would tell you not to go. And she's like, oh, well, I think it'll be okay. Well, grandma takes baby number 5 to Georgia for Father's Day. She is later kicked out of the house with guard dogs on the floor. And she did not see her grandchild for months. That is how he took custody of baby number 5 from his grandmother, who helped raise him when his father hadn't been in his life pretty much ever. I later learned that the plan was for me to stay in Georgia for an extended period of time so he could claim residency over our son and later kick me out of the house. He had asked me what my bills were, and he was talking about ending child support, and whatever my bills were, he was going to subtract that from what he gave me. I almost fell for it. I didn't, but somebody else did. What happened next is not my story to tell, but it turned my world upside down. I struggled for 2.5 years with suicidal thoughts and a lot of self-blame. I'd also shut down my dance company and stated it was because I didn't enjoy teaching anymore, when in fact it was because I knew I needed to get my shit together. I then landed a job at an HBCU. I was proud of myself. It was a job that I enjoyed and that I really put my heart and soul into. I fought for that team every single day, and it kept my mind off of other things. In 2023, I attended the NAACP Awards. As I looked around, I saw all of these people that I looked up to and wanted so much to be like. I was amongst greatness. I realized at that moment that it was time to take my power back. I did the Heat Dance reunion. I made amends with Tracy. We had a splash bash. We released lanterns for remembrance as well as emotional purges. I was doing well. In July, an accusation comes out about my child's father. In September, I do an interview with Carlos King. I then do another interview with Vlad TV. Followed by that was then an admission of what the accusation was. And like May said, I agree with him when he said it's never consensual when it's a surprise. Well, 2024, I posted a reel and recounting 2023 and how excited I was. And I'm still not getting any child support, but I'm trying to make do. I'm using my savings because this can't continue to go on forever. My savings is now being drained and I'm offered a Basketball Wives contract. After talking it over with my attorney, they think that it's a good idea for me to take it. Yes, the person who said I would never go back to that show, I was going to go back. So Superman number 1 was correct when he said somebody needs money. Well, yeah, because your predecessor ain't shit.
Okay, so how do y'all feel about part 8? I believe everything that she's saying, but for the dear life of me, maybe it's because my memory is shot. How the hell does she remember every single detail from 2004? Like, I just can't for the deal. She got a good ass memory. Okay, she better hold on to that before it's too late because, ooh, boy, I'm not even 40 yet, and I already feel like I'm in my 60s when it comes to my brain and my damn memory. But at the end of the day, it just sounds like a whole lot of crap that she had to deal with and she had to endure, okay, as the mother of his child. And it seems like he's very spiteful, and he uses his money and power to try to take his kids in his custody, to try to make the baby mothers look like this bad thing, because it's more of a control thing. Oh, he want to get custody of all his kids. Why? Because you know it's gonna hurt the mothers. Because these men out here really be weird and spiteful. Like, they can't have their cake and eat it too, so they be just dragging situations out and making something bigger than what it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, let me know how y'all feel about this down in the comments below. If you have anything that y'all want me to talk about, hit up my Instagram on etoxictlounge, and y'all already know I got y'all. But we need to run this video up with some likes, comments, subscriptions, share, do all that good stuff. And until then, my loungies, guess what? I'll see y'all in the next video. Until then, toodaloos, bye-bye.
I was planning on this being something worth mentioning. Energy invested in someone I saw potential in. Who killed chivalry? They need to get their sentence in.